residents, sparking accusations of political motives. Some say this dispute highlights a deeper issue. Joining us to discuss this is Mr. James Dickson, founder of the Make Politics Local Again movement, host of the James Dickson podcast, and former New York Post swing state reporter. James, always good to see you, sir. Welcome back to the show.
Good seeing you, Guy.
So, James, can you break this down for us, for folks that are yet again trying to wrap their head around all of this? It all surrounds the $1 million in question. And where should taxpayer-funded security really stop?
Yeah, so after the firebombing at Governor Shapiro's house, the state actually spent something like $26 million upgrading the governor's residence, right? And so it's a lot like this White House discussion you just had, where if you upgrade the governor's residence, that benefits people in the future, even decades from now. But what Josh Shapiro is asking for is for this $1 million in reimbursement for his private home, which, I mean, so basically, you know, if Josh Shapiro gets his way, you didn't just elect the governor when you elected Josh Shapiro, you decided to build that governor a fortress. And I don't think that's anything any taxpayer had in mind when they elected him.
Yeah. Well, some would also argue, to your point, who controls the money closest to you? It continues to be the topic of discussion for so many folks that are, well, really facing an issue like this. What say you?
You know, it's fascinating because in Michigan, once upon a time, state treasurer used to be an elected position, but now it's someone that the governor selects. So if this happened in Michigan, the governor would get their way. Now you have two self-interested political, operators basically going at each other. You see it's a little bit more contentious. And what I love is seeing a treasurer actually try to do their job and ask, what's best for the taxpayer?
Yeah.
But this one's a tough one. So I don't want the taxpayer footing this bill. But then you say, okay, let's have private donations do it. Well, obviously, the only reason you'd be donating to fortify the governor's private residence is to get favors from the governor. And I don't know if that's ethical. It probably shouldn't be legal. So it's just a tough one. But I think the reason they built a fortress for the governor, which is the official governor's residence, is so they could be safe at that place. And the one that was torched has had a lot of upgrades since that.
Yeah, I got to tell you, this has a script made for a movie, James. And I don't know how this movie is going to play out, perhaps for the governor, not necessarily the ending that he would like to see. What say you?
You know, if I'm Josh Shapiro, I don't want people talking about my house and my living arrangements or my security arrangements, taxpayer money, that kind of thing. But I think the thing behind the thing here is the extent to which victimhood is used as currency in our politics. So Josh Shapiro's home was firebombed. That's obviously a terrible thing, should never happen. But now they're trying to make it, Shapiro's team is trying to make it that because he was a victim of this thing, now you can't even question $1 million taxpayer expenditure without being one of the bad guys. They tried to say, why won't the treasurer show more humanity in approving this $1 million in upgrades? This isn't about humanity. It's about responsibility, and the people they should be responsible to is the taxpayer. So these are competing interests, and I think it's fair to have these arguments without saying this one person is such a victim, all we can do is give them what they want.
Well said, James. Yet again, James Dickson, founder of the Make Politics Local Again movement and host of the James Dickson podcast. Oh, by the way, former New York Post swing state reporter. James, always good to see you, sir.
Thank you, Guy.
You bet. All right, folks, we'll take our first break and we'll be right back.